Warriors and Weirdos, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'm bringing you another AURORA double reaction. We're going to be checking out two songs off of her most recent album, What Happened to the Heart. First we'll start with Starvation, then we'll jump into The Conflict of the Mind. As always, I couldn't be more excited to check these out today. And actually today, of all days, for whatever reason, I am just in an excellent mood. And AURORA just feels like the cherry on top. So I'm super down to jump into this. But before we do, let us please thank Conrad the Tenacious for making this donation request. As always, Conrad, it is much appreciated. Now, let's jump in. Is that like clay in there? What is that?
I miss the touch of human hands on my skin. Miss the rush of beauty coming from
very rhythmic.
within. Do I need to be torn just to see who will care? I sleep.
A small note here, but there's no other supporting melodic instrumentation accompanying her. It is just her voice a cappella with some drumming happening in the back. Because normally you hear AURORA's voice with strings, with guitar, with bass, with some other melodic entity. This time, uniquely, it is just her and the rhythm.
Who will care? I sleep on the floor, dreaming my life away. Why do we have to die for us to see the light? And we hunger for love.
Hunger for love.
Why do we touch the night when we long to feel alive? And we hunger for love. And the sun is starting. Come on over, take a bite of the last apple.
Oh my god, the bass. The bass just coming in there after there was a minute of just AURORA on melody and nothing else. Adding the bass is so smart.
Hunger for love. And the sun is starting. Come on over, take a bite
Oh my
of the last
god.
apple here.
I love this song already.
Will the
It is so unique.
mind become stronger than mine? And
Oh,
when
yeah.
my ego
Add the multiple
dies,
layers.
will I stay here forever? When the wave crashes down, will my life be better? Why do we have to die for us to see the light? And we hunger for love. And the sun is starting.
Wow.
Why do we?
This is definitely the most unique AURORA song I've heard, and it all comes from the arrangement. The fact that this song is far less quote-unquote melodic than every other AURORA song I've ever heard, it is just her voice here and just the drums. It's very, like, contemporary and fresh in that kind of sense. Because with AURORA especially, her voice lends itself to melody. So to deviate in this way, it is such an interesting move. Maybe it's like an experimental song, so we can take that for what it is, but I think it's really interesting, and it's almost like so surprising she's doing this, because if you think about it, it's like that game Clue where you are figuring out, okay, who's the murderer, in what room did they do it, and with what weapon. I think those are the questions. So that's already like 3 levels of difficulty you have to ascend to get to the quote-unquote right or creative answer. With AURORA, it's like, okay, she has a super angelic voice, she has melody in her heart and soul, and now we have this third crazy step in the other direction of a rhythmic focus. It is so unexpected. I hope that all made sense. this?
Chasing the enemy,
It's
gotta
Smurf
deal
blood.
with the devil, but I got the stamina higher than anything I've ever seen or been. Right now, everything's empty, starving, craving, chasing the remedy. I got used to the torture, but no one is set to be alone.
Is there a drop coming?
Chasing the enemy and my soul is hurting. I got the stamina.
It's dance music, it's EDM? How did this happen? Dude, this goes so hard. This is insane. We added a fourth level of complexity to this. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, dude, what? There's not no way, dude. How did this become a whole rave song? What happened? Did I miss something? What was that transition? Oh, that was so interesting. I've never heard anything like that. And again, especially from Aurora, that is not in a million years what I would have expected her to do. Wow. It's like, how many unlikely things are you going to stack together? Her voice is so angelic and melodic, like I said. To hear it against, or like lead into a drop for dance and EDM music is, honestly, the more I think about it, it makes perfect sense. Because if you think of like the 2010s to like 2016 era, where a lot of like EDM and dubstep music was really taking the world by storm. Maybe I have my years wrong, but go with me for a second. When EDM was becoming a thing, I swear to God, like on 80% of every EDM track, they would always have a female vocalist do the hooks. If Aurora were to sing on all of those tracks at that time, she would have been the biggest voice in that era, hands down, instantly actually. And her voice, it's the kind of voice that would get sampled and would get featured all over the place in the EDM world. So now it makes sense, but this came as such a surprise to me. Wow, I have to calm down. That was so intense. Starvation. Whew. And see, we can even think about the song, how lyrically it is so like poetic. You know, only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted. Oh, this is the wrong lyrics here. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, here we go. Why do we have to die for us to see the light? Dude, for us to see the light? That's like talking about death and reincarnation and heaven and whatever you may believe theologically. That being juxtaposed with dance music, I've never heard those things even remotely go close together. So she's also adding that level of novelty here too. And we hunger for love and my soul is starving, and then massive EDM drop. We are in the coolest timeline, let me tell you. Let's check out the next song. Conflict of the Mind. Whoa, what is that effect on her voice? It's like she's underwater and she's Billie Eilish and she's in a computer. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's beautiful. It feels like nostalgic. Oh my god, her voice right now is a combination of Billie Eilish of a robot computer voice, of being underwater, and there was a fourth thing I mentioned it earlier. Oh my god, this is cool.
In the curtains of our house, I don't want you to be worried that we're running out of time. It doesn't matter where we're going, we can leave it all behind. Only when I see you cry,
And then it breaks
I
up.
feel
Wow.
conflicted in my mind. It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. When you open up the gates for me and leave the world behind, we find proof of love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
Oh my gosh. And do you hear the flute, the way it's like panning around the headphones? First at like 2 o'clock, then at 4 o'clock, then 6 and 7 and 11. It's rotating. But these lyrics, man, are so good.
Find proof of love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
It's always an internal battle. The external environment on us is a facade because it's always a mirror of ourselves.
I remember how I'd find you, fingers tearing through the ground. Were you digging something up, or did you bury something down in your soul?
Oh. Okay, Aurora brought bars. Oh my god, these are so poetic. Oh my god. Were you digging something up, or did you bury something down? Wow. It's like, were you excavating the annals of your mind? Were you trying to actually figure out who you were or what the issue is? Or are you trying to repress whatever's going on? And it's feverish too, right? Because immediately preceding that is, I remember how I'd find you, how I'd discover you in whatever environment you were. Fingers tearing through the ground. So whatever it is, it's animalistic, it's raw, it's real. But because it's in such a disheveled state, we don't even know in what direction you're feeling. It is that conflict that keeps you stuck in this cruel and vicious limbo. That's the word.
Did you bury something down in your soul? I found a thirst with only salt inside your cup. In your eyes I saw your longing, while I longed to lift you up. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. When you open up the gates for me and leave the world behind, we find proof of love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
Wow. And with the panning of the flute and now hearing her robotic, beautiful, like, I'm missing the fourth descriptor I had in my brain, but there's so much going on here. And the lyrics are taking the cake for me again. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. She's so disorganized in her thoughts about love, about what it means to be loved. And somehow it's like the opposite. Only when I see you cry does it make me conflicted. Are these real tears? Are these manipulative tears? It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. Is it endearing and therefore I feel emotionally full, like you're willing to be vulnerable with me? Or breaks me because I know I can't believe them and I know I've been betrayed, and it breaks me. At the same time, you feel all of it. That's why emotions are so hard to understand. It took me a long time. I'm still working on it, but you can feel so many multiple and conflicting things simultaneously, leading to very confusing realities where you can convince yourself of anything because there's arguments for both sides. And you don't have a external voice able to like weigh those options out for you, and then you get again stuck in this vicious limbo. It's like paralysis, flight, fright, freeze. Traveling. Oh my gosh, it was so good. You might have to run it fully back, honestly. Give me a bit to catch my breath, and then we're just gonna listen to the entire song again. Jeez. Oh, that is so emotionally deep. Her understanding of the mind and emotion is by far some of the best I've ever seen exhibited in music. Don't let your spirit die. This is just the conflict of the mind. Is your heart alive? Spirit, right? The spirit, that's your hope. That's what keeps you going. That's like the perspective element to you. And is your heart alive? Do you have the feeling anymore? Or are you just kind of moving around as a zombie? Do you put your passion into something? You'll overcome a conflict of the mind. Don't let your spirit die. And she's giving us all of these affirmations and strength. She's understanding like the conflict is there and she's trying to figure you out. But she's also saying you will overcome. Don't let your spirit die. Love is let your spirit die. And this is just a conflict of the mind. And then she loops it again. Let's just listen to this whole thing again. It's like she's underwater, Billie Eilish in space. Oh. She's a robot. I think those are the four. It's a combo of all of that.
It's a complicated story that we never talk about, but I see it in the mirrors, in the curtains of our house.
Wow. Every line has such depth. Complicated story that we never talk about. Because when things are complicated, communication is the key to disentangle all of the misinterpretations, misunderstandings, miscommunications, but we never talk about it, so the problem is going to persist forever. Dude, I think this is one of her best works.
Complicated story that we never talk about, but I see it in the mirrors, in the curtains of
it
our
shows up
house.
everywhere.
I don't want you
The
to
dissolution of
be
family.
worried that we're running out of time. It doesn't
Wow.
matter where we're going, we can leave it all
Wow.
behind. Only when
And that the meaning of that is hitting me now too. Because we don't know we don't know where life is going to take us. And we can just forget, we can let bygones be bygones, even though this whole thing, this complicated story it's weighing on us. It's that baggage that we're all clinging on to that keeps us disconnected. It doesn't matter where it ends up, because if we just forget, we can leave it all behind, things can resolve.
we can leave it all behind. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. When you open up the gates for me and leave the world behind, we find proof of love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
Oh my god, every lyric. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. I know I spoke about this a bit earlier, but those tears, they let me see, they give me that insight as to how you are doing, and it makes me happy that I know that you can be vulnerable with me, but at the same time, it also is tragic because you're feeling that way too. Earlier I was talking about manipulation as another alternative for what it looks like, but honestly this song does not feel as combative. The conflict is internal about how we perceive the other. That's where I think I'm landing on at this point. But there is still like family conflict. I just don't think there's like animosity for real. I think it's just miscommunication, and the mind playing tricks on itself doesn't make it any easier to re-engage in that social space.
Love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
Even if they're there to be your protectors. It's a hard relationship to manage.
I remember how I'd find you, fingers tearing through the ground. Were you digging something up, or did you bury something
Dude, that
In your
line.
soul I found a thirst, with only salt inside your cup. In your eyes I
I didn't catch that the first time. In your soul I found a thirst, with only salt inside your cup. You're gonna be forever unquenched when there's salt in that water. Oof.
thirst, with only salt
Or just no water at all.
your cup. In your eyes I saw your longing, while I longed to lift you up.
And the child wants to raise the mother's spirits because she can see the hurt in her eyes. And sometimes what can you do if you're the child in that position? You just see the sadness and conflict unfolding externally, and you don't know how to engage, right? You're just there as a witness. You're malleable, you're impressionable.
Longing, while I long to lift you up. Only when I see you cry, I feel conflicted in my mind. It fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. When you open up the gates for me and leave the world behind, we find proof of love is hidden in the conflict of the mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm also having another a brain blast. This may be totally off the deep end, but this song may be entirely, or at least in addition to everything it seems to be representing, could also be about parents. And as a child witnessing your, let's say, father not showing emotion and keeping it hidden, so it makes me conflicted to see those tears. because I don't know how to interpret them. The same thing with the relationship with the mom. She sees her sadness and the child is trying to do like the child rearing for their parents. But really it's just trying to be caring for the other when there is conflict. And I don't know if the dinner table here and all the people around it are machinations of Aurora's mind either, because it could be the case that the internal conflict manifests as different, characters in her life. I don't know. I think I'm going too off the deep end now. Let's keep it going. This song really has me thinking. I like it a lot, and it's challenging, despite it feeling simple. Represents the various back and forths she has. Dude, these two songs today, I was woefully unprepared. I mean, we had such different experiences for both of these tracks. I don't even understand how that's possible. We had that rhythmic intro into additional melody, but still dependent on rhythm, into dance, or into pop really, and then into dance and EDM until it became a rave, and then the song ended. And it was such a beautiful song lyrically, talking about being starved for love. I mean, starved? It's insane. It's insane. And then we follow it up with another insane track with the conflict of the mind that is just so mind-bending. I feel like either I'm overthinking it too much, which is very possible, or that song has like 7 different meanings and it's the best song of all time. It's one of those two. Let me know what it is in the comments below. I would appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the reaction today. If you did and would like to request one yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. That's the best way to support my channel. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.